To simplify it, one can say that it was mismanagement because of the VIP culture. I personally feel that it was because of the overindulgence of the chief minister and other ministers in the affair, in the day-to-day affair of the Mela. Much of the energy and attention of the Mela administration was spent looking after them. The chief minister himself was enjoying it. Chief minister, every second day, you will find the chief minister in the Mela area. He has been head
Yes.
of a very prominent mutt, you must admit, but it does not mean that he forgets that he is the chief executive officer of the state also. His
True.
first responsibility is to see that land order is maintained, that
Hmm.
common pilgrims are not put to any inconvenience.
You think
Yeah.
that some very tough questions need to be asked from Yogi Adityanath?
Yeah, yeah, certainly, certainly. And first and foremost question is that what the hell you are doing there? Why you are the chief minister?
So, do you think that the center and the Yogi Adityanath government both are responsible for this stampede?
Yeah, you are right because this is a double engine ki sarkar, and everybody wanted to take political mileage out of it.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought provoking conversations. Multiple casualties took place as a stampede broke out at the southern area of Maha Kumbh Wednesday, as crores of pilgrims jostled for space to take a holy dip on the occasion of Mauni Amavasya. Now, while the Uttar Pradesh government has remained tight lipped about the number of casualties, President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar, Prime Minister Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah, and many union ministers, several chief ministers, have offered their condolences to the victims and their families. So the big question is that why is Yogi government so reluctant in putting out the official toll numbers, the death toll numbers? After this, the biggest question is that did this casualty happen because of mismanagement, because of the VIP culture, the manner in which we saw streams of high profile political luminaries visiting Allahabad or Prayagraj and taking a holy dip? So, did this happen because of the lack of crowd management? This evening, I'm joined by a very special guest, Mr. Vibhuti Narain Rai, who's a retired former IPS officer and also who's been the DGP. And another feather in his cap is that he was the officer who managed the 1989 Kumbh Mela very, very successfully. It was supposed to be a safe and secured Kumbh under his supervision. Thank you so much, Mr. V. N. Rai, for joining on HW News. And it's wonderful to have you on a day when such a big casualty has taken place. And my first question to you, Mr. Rai, is that what do you think is the reason of the stampede? Because there are reports coming in that there were people who were lying near the Sangam Ghat area, and people tripped over the devotees who were lying there, and then the crowd which was coming from behind started pushing the people, and that's when this stampede took place. What is your assessment? Why has this casualty happened?
Thank you, Neelu. I think you have very correctly identified. You have identified two main reasons. One was the mismanagement, and the other was the VIP culture. I think both are associated and both are related to each other. Rather, one can, if we have to simplify it, one can say that it was mismanagement because of the VIP culture. Let me recollect. Let me tell you that after 1954, 1954 was the first Kumbh in independent India, and it did not pass off peacefully. Rather, there was a very huge accident, and many hundred people lost their lives. And but after 1954, this is the first Kumbh where accident has happened or unfortunate incidents or deaths have occurred in the Mela area. Deaths have occurred, accidents have happened outside Mela areas, but in Mela area, more or less, various kumbhs they passed on peacefully. So why did it happen this time? This time the government was very enthusiastic. The chief minister himself is a very religious person, and the government of India wanted it to make a showpiece of their governance. They wanted to show to the whole world that they can manage such a huge occasion, and politically also they wanted to encash it. It had a lot of meaning for them. But why did it happen? I personally feel that it was because of the overindulgence of the chief minister and other ministers in the affair, in the day-to-day affair of the Mela. You find that every second day, one VVIP was present there. The chief minister must have visited more than 10 times during the actual Mela period. And one visit of chief minister means that distraction of attention of the Mela officials for minimum 2 days. And then the Union Defense Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, went there. Union Home Minister, Mr. Shah, went there. And there were long photo sessions, photo ops. And you will find that these VVIPs, they are spending a lot of time in Mela areas. They are surrounded by various, say, akhadas, sadhus, and performing pujas, having holy dips. And this way, I think much of the energy and attention of the Mela administration was spent looking after them, and it created a lot of issues. The
But
officials,
Mr. Rai,
officials are
no, but Mr. Rai, when in 1989, when you were posted as the SP, did you also see a VIP culture similar to what we are seeing? Did you have a lot of people coming from the center and visiting the ghat, taking the dip? And of course, those were not the days of making reels and doing photo shoots. But did you have a constant stream of VVIPs coming into the Mela area at that time?
the ministers in the UP and ministers in the center, they tried the same even during those days. After all, it is a religious country, and most
Right.
of the ministers they were all believers. They wanted to have holy dip, and more having a religious function. It is more a status symbol. A minister coming with, say, dozens of vehicles with hooters, police, bandobast, protocol, and bringing a large number of his relations and neighbors and showing them that, look, this is my authority. In my time also, this happened that suddenly before the Mela started, we started getting
No, but
tour
Mr.
programs
Rai,
of the minister.
right,
Yeah.
but while the Mela administration or the Mela officers are catering to the whims and fancies of the VVIPs, does it mean that one starts ignoring the needs of the common people? There are lots of poor people who travel on their foot with a lot of baggage on their heads, and this is how they travel. And what happens to those people? They die in the stampede like this, and this is exactly what has happened. So in your times, did you ignore the needs of the common man? Did the police not pay attention at all to what the common man was going through? And I'm sure a similar kind of a crowd was seen in those days as well.
Luckily, we had a very responsive chief minister. Narayan Dutt Tiwari was the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh. I and
Hmm.
district magistrate approached him, told him that these are the programs of various ministers, and if they visit Mela, and if they expect the protocol and security arrangements and hooters and stoppage of the say pilgrims, and if they want exclusive say enclosures for them, there we are going to be in trouble. And I must say that we were lucky that chief minister issues the stern warning to all the ministers. I said nobody will go, no minister will visit on the main days, number one. And number
Right.
two, in ordinary days, also when the minister visits the Mela, he will not be given any protocol, he will not be given any security, no traffic will be stopped, no inconvenience will be caused to the common pilgrim. And the same thing happened. Ministers came and went, and we did not know how many ministers came and how many ministers had their bath and spent time in Mela, and they went. Neither I nor district magistrate
So,
attended them.
right, but Mr. Rai,
But
today also we saw Hema Malini taking a dip, giving sound bites to the media channels. Then Yogi Adityanath has been camping almost in the Kumbh Mela area, and 7, 8 times he has come in. Now we have a prime minister who is going to be visiting the Kumbh area on 5th of February, the day Delhi goes to polls. Now, what would you really say to this? And we also saw in the past few days how Amit Shah and Rajnath Singh and several others had taken a holy dip. Then they had long hours roaming around in that Mela area, despite knowing very well that Moni Amavasya, the biggest holy dip, was to take place just 2 days later. Just 2 days ago, we saw Amit Shah taking a dip. So, what does it really go to show? That didn't Yogi Adityanath have enough courage to tell these people from the center that look, stop coming because we have to manage the crowd? Was this so difficult on the part of the Yogi government and the police officials?
the chief minister himself was enjoying it. Chief minister, every second day, you will find the chief minister in the Mela area. He has been head
Yes.
of a very prominent much, you must admit, but it does not mean that he forgets that he is the chief executive officer of the state also. His
True.
first responsibility is to see that land order is maintained, that
Hmm.
common pilgrims are not put to any inconvenience. But
Hmm.
if he himself is enjoying spending time, and you will find a large number of photo shoots with so many Babas, sadhus, say filmy characters, all are coming, and all are they all want to get some limelight. uh, Print media is there, electronic media is there, people make reels, and social media is full of all these faces. So if Chief Minister himself is enjoying, how can he stop other ministers? And then for
No, but
BJP, it was more of a political, say, occasion, rather than a pure, simple religious affair. So
absolutely. In fact,
we have.
I did go visit Allahabad, the Prayagraj in just a few days back, and then I found that every 10 meters you travel and you come across a huge hoarding of Yogi Adityanath and Prime Minister Modi. Now, and you yourself are saying that how they've politicized the whole event, have spent crores and crores of money, have used this platform to conduct a Dharm Sansad. Then one nation, one election meetings are also happening over there. So all sorts of political activities are taking place. But now that a stampede has taken place, Mr. Rai, why do you think that Yogi government is hiding the death toll? Some people are saying 40. I'm connected on a WhatsApp group which is saying that almost 86 people have died. Just a short while back, I was live on a platform, on another platform, where the panelist through his sources was telling me that 41 dead bodies, post-mortem has been conducted on 41 bodies, and some 5 or 6 are still waiting. Then another WhatsApp group is saying 86. Now, how do we believe the official toll? What is it as far as the death toll is concerned? Because Prime Minister, Home Minister, everyone has offered condolences, whereas Yogi government seems to be in a complete denial mode.
Unless the government officials they reveal the truth, they come out with the latest figures, real figures, these rumors are bound to increase. Problem is that I have seen that chief minister and prime minister, they have offered their condolences, but they have not yet announced any compensation. Generally, in lesser
Yes.
events like an accident, some criminal activity, somebody is murdered, and they immediately announce 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 50 lakhs. But in this case, they have not allowed a single paisa. Because once they allow compensation, it will be difficult to hide the truth. People will, say, everybody will like to get the compensation, and people will claim that their close one, their dear one has been killed. So somehow, government should come clean, and they should tell the truth. Government officials
Why do you
should
think?
tell the truth.
Is it out of fear of giving compensation that Yogi government is not telling the truth, or they want to hide the reality that look, in such a overhyped event, so many people have died. So, what is the reality? Why do you think that the Modi Yogi government is in a denial mode about the official death toll? What are they hiding?
Once they announce the compensation, large many people will come that they have they have one or two deaths in their families. They will come and they will claim the compensation. I think that's why they have not announced any compensation.
Mr. Rai, I was asking you that is this a responsible behavior by the Yogi government? Forget the compensation for a while, but at least put out the real figures as far as the death toll is concerned.
Yeah. By the time district magistrate or commissioner, they should have come with the figures. They should have rather given details of the dead people. They should have. This is their moral responsibility to arrange the transportation of the dead bodies to their native places. Their postmortem should be conducted quickly. After all, somebody has lost his. There are very pathetic cases where people are not aware of the death or not death of a particular close one. So they are free. They are searching in various hospitals. They are running from pillar to post. And now this is the job of the administration to tell them that look, you have lost your dear one, and we will help you in cremation. We will help you in transporting the body. At least this much they can expect from a responsive state. Unfortunately, the state is trying to hide it. This is very unfortunate.
Mr. Rai, but for a tragic incident like this, in an overhyped event, which has almost become an international event, do you think that Yogi Adityanath should resign or Prime Minister Modi should ask for Yogi's resignation? What do you think should be a responsible behavior?
Accountability should be fixed. Getting resignation of Yogi Adityanath might be a political question, but responsibility should be fixed. Responsibility from top, from chief minister to the lowest, to say district magistrate and senior superintendent police who were looking after the Mela affairs.
No, but
Responsibility should be
is
fixed,
no,
and
but fixing accountability, is it not going to be very difficult when you had a chief minister who himself was supervising all the events, minute details of the event he was supervising himself? So even the bureaucrats will turn back and say that look, we had kept Yogi Adityanath in the loop of everything. So how can we be responsible? So would you have a backlash from the bureaucracy as well, whether it's the police officers or whether it's the Mela officers?
naturally, this should be the most human reaction. Everybody will like to save his skin. Chief Minister may like to punish his civil servant. Civil servants will always say that, look, you were sitting every day there. You were sitting, you were breathing at our neck, and all the major decisions were taken by you. How can they stop a defense minister to come in the Mela area? This is the job of the chief minister. How can Mela officers stop Union Home Minister coming to the Mela area? UP cabinet, total all the ministers, they collect in the Mela area. They have a dip. Rather, they have a cabinet meeting there. One cabinet meeting in a particular district consumes minimum 7-8 days. Arrangements, security, protocol, and they are detracted from their main work. The main work was to look after the Mela, and that job they are being denied. So somehow I feel that accountability should be fixed, and accountability should start from the top, from chief minister to down the hill, the lowest, say, constable.
You think
Yeah,
that some very tough questions need to be asked from Yogi Adityanath?
yeah, certainly. And first and foremost question is that what the hell you are doing there? Why you are the chief minister, and it is
Hmm.
your job to, as I told you, that my chief minister, the chief minister in my time, Narendra Tiwari, he ensured that no minister enjoyed any privilege in Mela area. Nobody should come there and expect protocol and security and inconvenience to the pilgrims. So this is the job which chief minister should do. This
Clearly
district
the case.
magistrate and SSP cannot do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But this looks like a clear case where the state government, as in the Yogi government, is facilitating everything. Central ministers are equally indulging into this international affair called Maha Kumbh. So, do you think that the center and the Yogi Adityanath government both are responsible for this stampede?
Yeah, you are right, because this is a double engine ki sarkar, and everybody wanted to take political mileage out of it. It
Hmm.
became an international affair for as if this is the test of the grand success of Modi government. So everybody should take responsibility. After all, if it could have passed peacefully and successfully, would have been enjoying, basking in the glory. So now everybody should face the music.
But as a
Yeah.
deterrent now for the coming days, we have a Basant Panchami Snan, then you have a Mahashivratri Snan, and then that's the culmination of the Maha Kumbh. And Prime Minister is also planning to visit the Kumbh area on 5th, the day when Delhi goes to polls. Do you think that the Prime Minister should be visiting, or nobody can stop him? He will
No,
continue the way
he should not. He should not come. He should not come. He is the prime minister. I think he is a responsible political leader. He should not come, and better sense should prevail. I think I know that Mela officials cannot ask prime minister to cancel his visit, but chief minister can always advise, and prime minister is in his own wisdom. He should never think of visiting Mela. Rather, I will say that Chief Minister now onward should not go to Mela. If he is still in Allahabad or he is camping somewhere close to Mela, he should immediately leave and go back to Lucknow. He should sit there, observe the functioning of his officials. After, these officials are handpicked officials. You know, the Chief Minister himself has selected them. Have confidence on them, and say next 10, 15 days which are left for the completion of the Mela, it should be handled by the Mela officials. Chief Minister should not go there.
right. But do you think that this is a man-made disaster? I would really call it a disaster. Is it really man-made? And as we are all, we've been discussing for the past almost 20 minutes that Yogi government is responsible for it. They allowed they facilitated the VVIPs to throng the Kumbh Mela area. So would you not call this as a man-made disaster or a disaster which was waiting to happen?
That is true. It is a man-made disaster, and the initial days made it very clear that something serious is going to happen. From the very first moment when you saw those visuals, when the ministers and chief ministers and union ministers, state ministers, they started coming, and you could see their faces there in the Mela, you can always realize that something serious is going to happen. And it has happened. It was a
Even
man-made, you are right.
even a fire broke out last week. I had done a couple of lives on that program when this happened, that there was a major fire, but they doused the fire, and then Yogi government took all the credit that, look, we have such a good planning of the logistics and arrangements that we've been able to successfully douse that fire. And this was just a week back, or almost 8 days ago, and now in the second week we have this massive stampede where more than 50 people, I guess, have died. The official toll numbers are haven't been disclosed. So what would you really say to this particular incident, the manner in which it has happened, and where does the buck stop? Does it stop with Yogi Adityanath, or does it stop with Prime Minister Modi?
This is a very difficult question, but at least chief minister is, in any case, chief minister should be held responsible. Whatever punishment he or howsoever he is treated, it is the matter of his party, his leadership, and him. But morally, he should himself feel responsible. And officers who are dealing with the whole show, they while I know that they will be punished, but while awarding punishment to them, it must be realized and it must be kept in mind that they were helpless. No SSP and no district magistrate can ask the
Right,
chief minister to get away from Mela area.
right.
No SSP or DM can ask Union Home Minister or Union Defense Minister not to come to the Mela area. No official can ask, advise state cabinet not to hold meeting. It is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
A cabinet meeting, or as you told, that one nation, one election. This seminar was being held in Mela area. Ridiculous. It is an insult of the, say, religious feelings of the ordinary bhaks. They have
Right.
come
In
from,
fact,
say, hundreds of, yeah.
absolutely. In fact, some unconfirmed reports coming in that some 96 people could have died, and 14, which includes the policemen, which means that 14 policemen also there is a possibility that they could have died in the stampede. But I cannot confirm these figures, but there is no, because there's no official announcement. But these are the kind of numbers which are trickling in on various WhatsApp groups which are connected very closely with the Kumbh Mela area. My last question to you, Mr. Rai, is that do you what kind of politics do you really see now happening between Delhi and Lucknow, knowing the fact that Yogi and Prime Minister Modi are not on the same page on many issues, and now this could be an opportunity for Prime Minister Modi to ask for Yogi's scalp, that this is the opportunity, and we should ask him to resign for very many reasons, for the kind of international limelight which is there on the event. Entire world is watching us. So is this the right moment for Modi to ask for Yogi's resignation?
I am not a political commentator, and whatever inputs I have got, I have got from reading various newspapers. Are going through social media, but this impression also I also carry, that many bigwigs in BJP don't like the present chief minister of Uttar Pradesh, and they might demand his head. Whether Modi or RSS or BJP leadership they agree or not, that is their thing. But there should be bitter, say, conflict within the party. That one can expect.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Rai, for joining on HW News. It was wonderful to have you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stay ahead with our cutting edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.